In the previous video, we ended with a very relatable example of how we already know the need for compartmentalization. Compartmentalizing for privacy and security is merely the separation of our activities, just as we do in your own homes, where each room has its own purpose. This is where the name of this playlist comes from. Gated means protected, but it's also about keeping things separated. This is the main point where we decide our level of privacy and security by asking the two what questions. To properly understand our options, we will need to look at how the data flows for most of us normal users. At the start are the programs and apps we actually use on our computers. One of which is the browser, with Google Chrome being the most likely option. We use it to access websites like Google, Facebook, Amazon, and other personal interest sites. Besides the browser, we might also use other software like photo editors or word processors. The next step up is all of these programs and apps sit within the operating system. For most of us, this is Microsoft Windows, which is what this series of videos is focused on. And Windows sits inside our physical PC or laptop, which will be connected to the internet by either a router or a LAN cable. From here, our data leaves our house and flows through various neighborhood junction boxes until it eventually reaches our internet service provider's central exchange. Our internet service provider then routes our connection across the internet through a network of global cables and eventually to the server of the website we are visiting. The only region we actually have control is everything up till our information leaves our PC. Think of it like mailing a letter. We write the letter at our desk, in control of what we're writing. We put it in an envelope and stamp it in the living room, where we control where the letter is going. We walk to the mailbox, again in complete control of where we're walking. But once it's posted, we are no longer in control of that mail. The critical distinction between my mailing a letter analogy and the data flow is that a copy is made and saved at every step of the way. So the receiver simply burning the letter after reading it doesn't make any information within the letter or its envelope disappear. So now that we know what the limitations of our control are, we use our two what questions to decide where in this data flow we need to implement compartmentalization. It used to be that we didn't need separation between programs themselves because they always run independently. But as more and more software moves into the internet space, and more importantly into shared data centers, this has to become our first consideration for compartmentalization. It's very easy to understand why. If we used the same email address to access both our online photo editor and our online word processor, if both those software use the same data center, they instantly know we do both of those things. So if answers to the what are to use those programs online, and not let it be known we use both of them, then our compartmentalizing is just at the program level, with a different email for each of them. The same applies to our website level compartmentalization. We can use a different account for each website, so each of them will not know about our use of the other. Of course that starts to seem a little impractical, so we might instead consider just creating different profiles within Google Chrome. While this splits our activities into buckets, where each site can only know so much about us, we are still accessing everything within Chrome. So Google would still know our relationship between all the websites and our programs. So what if we want to go another level up? The answers to our whats are to still browse the internet as we normally do, but we don't want Google to know everything about us. The practical method here is to merely use a second browser, and Microsoft Edge becomes a convenient option, since we are on Windows. So we use different emails for each browser, and use one for personal websites, and one for work-related websites. Even if both browsing history is somehow stored on the same server, they are both on different emails. They may know everything about our work, or they may know everything about our personal interests, but not both together. This works well, as long as you don't forget which browser is for which. And if any of you have tried this browser-level compartmentalization, you'd already know how easy it is to forget, even momentarily, and use the incorrect browser. This leads us very nicely into our second rule of privacy and security: sterility, which is preventing cross-contamination of your data. We will talk about sterility and contamination in our next video. You definitely do not want to miss that, because it is often the single flaw that can completely ruin your digital privacy and security. Remember to subscribe, so you can follow along as I, a fellow commoner, researches, decides and implements security and privacy measures to my own common life.